Hi, and welcome to LRB Math Notebooks lesson on graphing linear functions. When we are graphing linear functions for 8th grade math, we are using what they call slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form uses the function y equals mx plus b. In this function, m is the slope. Slope is a rate that is always going to be multiplied by the x value. So even if the order on the function changes, slope is the number that's the coefficient for the x value. Slope is often referred to as being rise over run. That's the amount that a line moves up or down over the amount that it moves left or right. If a line is moving up, that's going to be a positive number. If it's moving down, negative number. Likewise with the run, if it's moving to the right, it will be a positive number. If it's moving to the left, a negative number. B in this function is what we call the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where the line that you're graphing crosses the y-axis. The y-axis is the vertical axis. X is the horizontal axis. So we are looking for where the line crosses that vertical axis. If it is in the top half, above the origin, it's going to be a positive number. In the bottom half, below the origin, going to be a negative number. For our example today, we're going to use y equals 2x minus 3. In this function, 2 is the slope, and the y-intercept is negative 3. It's important to make sure you pay attention to the signs associated with each of these numbers, as that will change your graph quite a bit. So to start with, we have a graph. As I said before, the horizontal axis, the dark bold line through the middle going left to right, that is the x-axis. The vertical line, the bold dark line going up and down, is the y-axis. The first thing we are going to do is take our y-intercept. As we said before, our y-intercept is negative 3. What that means is our line is going to cross the y-axis at negative 3. So we start at the origin, and we are going to count down 3 squares from there. When we count down 3, we're going to make a dot. That dot is our y-intercept. Now, where we need to continue our graph is to follow the slope. Our slope is 2x. Our slope is just 2, the number being multiplied by x. When looking at slope, as I said before, we use rise over run. With a whole number, we don't have a denominator. So we make it an improper fraction by just putting a 1 on the bottom, and that makes our rise being 2 in this case, and our run is 1. What that means is we are going to go up 2 and right 1 each time when we make a point. So we're going to start from our y-intercept, that point we just made. We're going to move up 2 squares, right 1, and we're going to make another dot. Once we have that dot, we need more in order to make a line. So we're going to keep following the same pattern of going up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So we basically run out of room. It's just following that same pattern each time, and you can see those dots are moving up and right by the same amount every time. That's what makes these linear functions straight lines. It follows that same slope always. If we ever have to move to the left in the opposite direction, we're going to make those negative numbers. So when we go left 1, that's a negative 1, and down 2 makes it a negative 2. But it still follows that same pattern and still fits in that straight line. Once we have enough dots, all you have to do is connect the dots with a line. And you can see we have graphed there now, y equals 2x minus 3. Hopefully this has been helpful in teaching you how to graph linear functions.